I am going to uh, give a session on grammar. Grammar is a vast thing. I am taking a part of it, that is prepositions and articles. First of all, I would like to take the preposition. May I know what is a preposition?
Ma'am, I think it's locate the thing. Where is the thing? Like under the table.
Preposition.
Okay.
A
Anybody else?
preposition is something which has a fixed position in the sentence to relate the noun with the verb or the adjective or the adverb, whichever we are using, and have a proper placement to indicate the proper purpose of the noun.
Good. Anybody else? Okay, I tell you what I think. What is a preposition? Preposition is a word which is which, which precedes which comes before a noun or pronoun and expresses a relation to another word or element in the clause. For example, the man at the station, or she arrived after dinner. The man at the station, it means where was the man? He was at the station. Clear. So he is relating the man with the station. He is telling the location of the man. Second one was before it closed. She arrived after the dinner. It means she came after dinner. What was she doing before that? So it's relating uh, uh, to her relation. What was she doing before dinner? So it comes before a verb. Before a noun. It shows the relation. If we don't use the preposition, the sentence becomes she arrived at the station. It looks somewhat awkward. She arrived at the station. Oh, it's a complete word. The glass is the table. You say the glass is table. How can glass be the table? But if I say the glass is
Ma'am,
the
sorry for the
glass
interruption.
is,
Hello,
yes.
ma'am, your voice is breaking as
Hello.
well as it. Your voice is breaking as well as it is not very clearly audible. So can you just try with by switching off your video, and can you speak a bit louder?
Okay, if I take out these earphones, will it work? Hello. Hello. Am I audible better?
A little bit, ma'am. A little bit better.
Hello. Okay, I'm switching off my video chat. Hello. Hello, Kashish.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it all right or what should I do?
Ma'am, if you can speak a bit louder, then it will be
Am I
much better.
audible?
You are audible, but if you can speak a bit louder, then it will be perfectly fine.
Okay. Let me try. Okay. Okay. Then the sound may become clear. Okay. I'm trying once again. If it's clear, then it's all right. Otherwise, I'll be shifting to. There are many prepositions. For example, in, on, at, around, across, into, between, among, for, from, by, beside, over, above, into, against, in front of, before, after, to, for, since, etc. There are many along, among. There are many prepositions. There, there are some prepositions which relate to time. Am I audible now, please?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay. There are some prepositions which relate to time. For example, at, in, and on. At relates to the time, clock time, exact time of day, night, holiday, and period. For example, at 9 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, and at 4 p.m., at 9 p.m., or at exact time of day in the at night. We use at for night, at night, at midnight. For holiday periods of, also we use this one. At Diwali, uh, I was in my hometown. This way it can be taken. Then I proceed to the in. In is used for month, year, morning, afternoon, evening, season, centuries, etc. For example, I was born in the month of January. Or you can say, I was India became free in 1947. It's a year. I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning. I get up in the morning and I prefer to sleep in the afternoon. We should go for a walk in the evening. I love get myself wet in rainy season. In rainy season, there is fun and laughter in season. Okay. Then centuries. For example, in 20th century, many inventions took place. So this way, we can see that for month, year, morning, afternoon, evening, seasons, and centuries, we use in. And for days, when we talk about the days, with them, we use on. For example, we have holidays on Sunday. For dates also, we use on. For on is used for days, dates, holidays, weekends, and weekend, days plus morning and afternoon. For example, we should have fun on Sunday. We go to office on weekdays. On for date also we use on. I gave my exam on 25th January. Clear? Holidays. For holidays also there is holiday on on 15th August. For weekend also we use at. On weekends, we often go for outing. And for days plus morning. On Sunday morning, I prefer to have lunch. And day plus afternoon, on Saturday afternoon, I went to meet my friend. So this way you see that on preposition is used with days, dates, holidays, weekends, days plus morning, and days plus afternoon. So I would like to invite if anybody wants to have any question, or I would like to have some example from you, from your side. Can you give some example of at?
I always watch my favorite serial at 9 o'clock.
Very good, thank you.
I have a meeting at 8:30 p.m.
Will you please speak aloud so that I can also hear?
I have a meeting at 8:30 p.m.
Good. Any other person for to tell about night? For night also we use the preposition at.
I read books at night. Is it correct?
Good. And now we come to in. In is used to with a month. Can anybody give the example of month and year in combined form? Month and year in one sentence.
Rachna ma'am or Rakshita can tell you something.
I was born on 8 July in the year 1965.
Very good. Good. Right sentence. Thank you. Can anyone give the example of morning, morning and evening? Both you can give.
I go for a walk in the morning.
And for the evening also you can make the sentence.
Ma'am, I do yogasana in morning and meditation in the evening.
Good. Thank you. Anybody can make a sentence for afternoon?
I usually enjoy my siesta in the afternoon. Or it rejuvenates me when I have a nap in the afternoon.
Okay. Now, should I proceed to the next one, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I am coming to travel, the verb by preposition. By is used in to travel. We go by car, by air, by road, or by sea. We use the preposition by. For example, can anybody give me the example of by air? I love to travel by air. Anybody can give the example of by road?
I went to Puri by road.
Very good, good. And
Ma'am, before you ask next question, I would request Sanjeev, Mansi, Jasmine, Anunoy to participate as well.
okay, actually, okay, I can see that some of the names are there which I can see. Mansi, Jasmine, Sanjeev, Akshita, Kashish, and there is another Sushmita. Sushmita, am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Suchasmita.
Okay. What's the name?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the exact name? I couldn't. Read.
Okay, my name is Suchasmita Mishra.
Sushmita, very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we go by car, by sea, by train for traveling, but you see, we go on foot. When we go by walking, then we use the preposition noun, the preposition on, not by. As I say, I prefer to go on foot to the market. Am I right? Next is, we can talk about the location. Location, in location, we can use the thing, for example, near. Suppose something is near us, then also we use by or beside. If I say, a chair is, I am sitting by my daughter. By me, I am sitting near my daughter. Okay. Then beside also means the same. As I say, there is a chair beside me. Beside me means near me. Okay. But you see, there are two prepositions which look similar, but they are different in meaning. For example, beside and beside. Beside means near, but if I say besides, the meaning changes altogether. Beside means uh, one thing more. For example, besides singing, I like dancing also. I do painting besides I do painting uh, besides cooking, or I was watching TV besides doing my homework. So besides it, along with one thing with another. So can anybody give me an example of beside and besides?
I was sitting
One
beside my daughter.
sentence of beside, the other.
Yeah, I was sitting beside my daughter.
Okay, good.
Beside
May I
and
know the name
besides.
of the
Ma'am, Suchasmita.
Mansi? Suchis. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Good. Please give a big round of applause. Now I would like to ask, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mansi, make a sentence using besides.
Ma'am, besides,
Besides.
beside or besides?
Besides. Both preposition you can use. One with beside and other with beside.
Okay. I'm sitting beside my sister, and besides my office work, I also manage to do some cooking.
Very good. Please. Good. Now I come to the next one. There is one word to To show the placement of the things, location of the things, we use in, on, at, etc. I would like to take first in. For the liquid things, when something is within the edges, then we use the preposition in. For example, uh, key is in my pocket. It means it is within our pocket. Sanjeev is standing in the balcony. Within the balcony he is standing. For example, there is water in the glass. Water is confined in the glass. It is within the glass. Clear? And for solid things, we use on. For example, glasses on the table. There is a doorstep. There is a flower pot on the table. For solid things, we use the say on. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was saying that when something is within the edges, then we use the in. For example, in the pocket, in the bus, in the room, etc. And then there is one dimension, then we use at. For example, look at me, look at the girl. One dimension is there. Then at, when there are two dimensions, when there is some flat surface, at that time we use the preposition on. For example, on the wall, on the blackboard, this way on the chart. And when there are more than two dimensions, three dimensions, for that we use in. For example, in the sea, in the room, this way we can see. Can anybody give me the example of at, in, any sentence to show the placement of the thing which is within the edges?
I put sugar in the cup.
Good. Sanjeev,
Yes, ma'am.
give some example of
Hello.
On,
At I need on. Okay.
on.
I'm on the roof right now.
Okay.
I'm on the roof right now.
I am on the roof at now. At now. At now. Good.
Yes.
Then someone with the example of at.
We can look at the stars in the night.
Good.
I told my children to look at me.
Children can also enjoy it. Maybe. Then we can, I want to tell you about between and among. For two persons, to relate two persons, we should use the preposition between. For example, there is a good friendship between two friends. Distribute these topics between the two girls. For more than two, we should use the preposition among. Distribute these pens among the students. So this way, you can tell between is used for two and among is used for many. Can anybody give me some example of between and among? Kashish, can you give example?
Uh, we distributed the sweets between us or amongst us.
Okay.
If we are two,
Among both mean the same thing. We can use the word among or amongst is also the right. Both have the same meaning. And about what about between? I need a sentence.
there had a fight between Ram and Sham.
Good.
It is difficult to choose. It is difficult to choose between samosa and rasgulla.
Good. Okay. Now again, I want to tell you something. There is for using the word on. There are three prepositions. One is on, one is above, and the other one is over. Clear? On is when something is touching with the other thing, then we use the preposition on. For example, book is on the bed. Book and the bed both are in touch with each other. They are touching each other. So we use the preposition on. Suppose I say if I say the fan is on my head, is this sentence right? The fan is on my head.
No, it should be above my
No.
head.
Yes.
If the fan is
Pani.
put on my head, then it's right. But if it is on the ceiling, then it should be the fan is above my head. It's not touching me, but it's on the upper side only. So we use the preposition above. Clear? And there is another preposition also over. Over also means the same thing. Over also it doesn't touch the surface. For example, I'll give you an example for this. If I say there is a bridge over Yamuna, there is a bridge, it's not touching the water, but it's on the river. It's not touching, but it's above the river. It is there. Clear? For that, we use the preposition over. Over and above, they are on the upper side, but they are not in touch with, they are not touching each other. But in on and at, they are in touch. They are in touch with each other. Clear? So there is a difference between all the among in three. So can you give an example of all these three? On and above. Who can give me the example of on and above? Akshita, can you give some example?
Hello.
Hello, Akshita. Yes.
हाँ मैम.
Can you give me the example?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, please.
Am I audible?
Not much. If you speak aloud, it will be better.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Now give an example.
Yes, yes. I am waiting for your sentence, please, Akshita. Okay. I think she is not able to hear me.
Veena ma'am, could you please repeat what is it that you wanted to know? Example of?
Example of above.
Above.
Yes.
Above.
The aeroplane flew above the city. No, that's over the city actually, not above.
Yes, over the city.
Over the city. The
There is a street light just above my head.
Yes.
mhm.
There is street light above my head. You are right. There is a sky above our. There are stars above us, or there are stars above us.
The
The grid
birds
can be
were
over the.
sitting above the power line.
No, on the power line.
Above the power line is also right, ma'am.
Where will they sit above?
Yeah, because above the power line, when we are saying the power line, that means the power pole and the wiring included. So they can sit on the power towers as well, above the power towers.
Then you have to be very specific. If you say above the power line, then what is the power
Sorry,
line?
because everyone was waiting for has waited for so long for the example. I just went on.
It's okay, Akshita. Perfectly fine.
So the
The
birds is sitting above the power tower. So good.
Okay.
Birds are flying above the tree.
Yes, this is all right. Now, now I come to for and since. In for and since also we do commit some mistakes sometimes. It is used for is used otherwise also. As I say, I want to make a cup of tea for you. It is to form is to give something to someone. In short, it's all I think I can think like this only. But for and above, when we use it in these prepositions for the time, then you see when we have to when some work is in continuous sense, perfect continuous tense they are used, and when for is used to show the approximate time, and since is used to show the exact time. So, because, for example, I say, it has been raining since morning. Since is the exact time, since morning means morning. Or you can say, I have been working in this school since January. When there is some exact time, since 9 o'clock, since 2 o'clock, etc., etc. Or since Diwali, since Dussehra. When we talk about something exact, then we use the preposition since, and when we use some approximate time, at that time we use for. For example, for many days, for some time, for 30 years, for 40 days, uh, this way, for many days, because here we are not telling exactly uh, at from which day or which time we are not telling. So there is an approximation only. In that case, we are using for many days, for few days, for a long time, for a short time, etc. etc. Can anybody give me the example of these two prepositions? First of all, I want the example for only.
I have worked on this project for 4
I
months.
think I was hearing Tosma. Okay, okay. Can you give some example, please? Because I could hear you.
I have been working on this project since February.
Right.
For
Can anybody
many
give me the
days,
example of since?
since
Okay.
5 years, I am
Yes, please.
staying
You carry
in.
on.
Since 5 years, I am staying in Odisha.
I have been working on this project since morning.
For 5 years, not since 5 years.
Okay. Okay. For 5 years.
I'm working on this project since morning.
Since morning is right. Since morning is right. But since 5 years is not right.
For 5 years.
For 5 years, for 4 months, with them we will use the for only. Okay.
Like for many days, I am not working. I am not doing
Yes.
anything. For many days, I am not doing anything.
Good. For many days, for few days, for some days, for some time. With these we use for, but when we mention something exact, something precise, then we use since.
I'm
Since
working
morning,
in this.
party, since Monday, this should be
I'm working in this company since June 2015.
right. You are right. Good.
And now I have been working in this company for 5 years.
Very good. The sentence is completely all right. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in this example, the first sentence which she said, I am working in this company since June. We can also say I have been working in this company from June.
Not from June, since June. From is altogether wrong. Although we use
Yeah.
it, but this is altogether wrong. From can't be used. Since should be used. The since has the same meaning. It means from only. But we use this word since, not from.
So, ma'am, what
I
is
hope
the
I
reason why do people get confused between from and since? This is a very general mistake which most of us do in normal colloquial English and written English both.
but you see, that I can't explain. But this much I know, since my childhood, I've been saying it that from is not used for this. We are using since or for to show the time. From is wrong according to me. For time, these two prepositions are used generally for or since. Yes, from, you say from and to are used. If we are to specify things from January to March, I have been working with them. From and to, they come together. What do you say? This is simply, we are having a seminar type, we can exchange our ideas. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, ma'am, you're right, because from is when you, from and to when you have a starting point and the end point. Something that from this to this,
Yes.
then from is applicable.
I think I am right.
And since is when you have to talk about a duration.
Yes, but the
But
end is not told, as far as I guess.
or that tells
We
us
are,
the starting point of an activity.
yes.
Ma'am,
Since
can
this
you
to this
repeat?
period.
Ma'am, can you repeat it again for since and for?
Yes, I can
A little
repeat
bit
it.
confused. I'm a little bit confused.
Okay, for is used to tell the in the approximate time, the guessing time, not exact time. But since they used to tell the exact time. For example, I give the example of since first, since Monday, since January, since Diwali, since holiday, since morning, since noon. This is exact time or time, day or event I am telling. So there will be since 1965. And when we talk about approximate years or approximate time, then we use for example, for few months, for 4 days. I am not telling exactly from which day to which day. I am simply saying for few days or for 4 days or for 5 days. I am not telling whether the whole first day was taken or half day was taken. It means I am not telling the exact day. For 4 days, for 3 days, for 3 hours, for 2 hours, for 6 months, for many years, for many, some, all these come in the category of approximate time. There we use for. Uh, Am I able to satisfy you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, I have one question here related to since.
Now, can you give me the example of for and since?
Ma'am, Sanjeev is asking some question.
Ma'am,
Sanjeev.
am I yes, ma'am, I have one question related to since.
About what? Can you speak aloud, please, Sanjeev?
Ma'am, he is saying that he has a question regarding since.
3 questions. Tell me.
Yeah. So as you are, as you mentioned that if we are mentioning like exact time, suppose we are mentioning from January, I have been working on the since January I have been working on this project.
Yes.
Right. But I have a question. I have a question that January is also not cleared, right? From which January? Year is not clear. So is it fine?
January is the exact month. I am giving the exact month I am working.
But year is not clear here, ma'am. Like from which year? Again, confusion is here. Like because I haven't said that from 2020, right? 2020, 2019.
You see, if I say since January 2007, it's all right. Or if I only say since January, then it's also all right.
Okay.
If we mention the name of the month plus the number of the year, or at that time since should be used.
Okay.
For the year, we should mention the year of the number of the year, which year, which number year, the 2007 or 1959 or anything. Or for the month, we can simply put the name of the month. In the same way, it goes with our days also. Since Monday, since Tuesday, since Saturday. If we tell the exact name of the month, of the day, or the date, then we use since. Sandeep,
Yes, ma'am.
am I online?
Yes, yes. Now it's clear. Yeah.
Ma'am, then can I make the example sentence? Like since I haven't met her since Monday.
No. This sentence?
No. I haven't met her since morning.
Will you please repeat your sentence?
I haven't met her since Monday.
I have been, you are saying, then it should be I have been meeting her since Monday.
Okay.
If I say have with that, it means it will show the continuity also. I have been meeting her since Monday. I have been talking to her since morning.
I'm saying I haven't. I haven't.
I haven't talked to. I have. Will you please repeat your sentence?
I haven't met her since Monday.
Yes.
Or
right.
I haven't met her. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this sentence was right. Grammatically, it was right, and the use of since is also right.
Okay.
The whole sentence was right.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, should I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
And there is one preposition along. Along with. Along means with. Uh, come along means uh, she also came along. Go along with her. Both mean the same. It means they should accompany. Clear? I want to go along with her to the function. Come along. Can you anybody give the example of along and along with? Along means showing the relation between the two. Okay, now I proceed further also. For in when we go for something deep, for that we use into. She dived into the water and got a shell. He dived into the water and got a shell out. Into means deep into something. Deep in means deep something. As I say, look into the matter. Don't go deep into the dispute. It means very deep. For that we use the preposition into. There are some
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Hello.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, in some sentences, in and into both fit exactly right. So how do we differentiate where it will go, where we have to work with in and where we can work with into?
Veena ma'am, can I just say something?
I am
Hello?
listen to your question. For in and into, I explain you. He went in the room to go deep into the
Ma'am, Rachna ma'am wants to take up this question.
hmm?
Rachna ma'am wants to take up this question. Can she?
Yes, uh, she can take part in it, but not all over.
Ma'am, she want to take this query. Rachna ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this in and into, when one thing is in motion, when we are moving from one, it's in motion, then it is into. When both the things are
Oh.
stationary, then you say in. My book is in
Okay.
my bag. I jumped into the pool. So I'm in motion. That is why I'm using the word into. But generally we associate it with pool and water, but it is connected with any motion. So one, what is exactly preposition? Prepositions are basically telling a relation between a noun and a pronoun, or a noun or two nouns. So when one of the noun or one subject or object is in motion, then it is going from moving from motion to a stationary thing. Then it is called, then we use into. And when both are stationary, then it is in.
Okay, thank you.
So if you like,
Thank-
if you see the examples, then usually you will see that jumping is connected with into, jumped into the pool. So because there is a motion, I walked into the room.
Okay. That
So
is stationary.
that is how it is generally. I mean, that is how we've studied. So I suppose that has stayed. Maybe if somebody has another opinion about it, can come up with it.
Come into the room.
You are right. There's something in this question. At that time, for that we should use into.
Yes,
You are right.
that's. But usually it is not used. People just leave it at in only. And it's not able to differentiate between into and in. And actually, prepositions are very tricky because so many times you get two prepositions for the same thing and both can be correct. So we keep struggling with prepositions. Thank you, Meena
I
ma'am.
was thinking you on preposition. You were saying that if English is if English is not your first language, then you should connect. You should think it in your own language, in your own language. Then you'll be able to decide it better. So she was
Yes.
right. For example, if I say there are some verbs where we we shouldn't use any of the preposition, but we use it. For example, if I say I welcome to the guest, it's wrong. If I say I welcome the guest, it's right. If we
Yes.
think it,
Many times people use good morning to everyone.
we shouldn't say
Yes. So this is not
wrong.
required. It doesn't require any preposition here. Yes.
Who shouldn't be put here accordingly. So
Thank
we
you, Veena.
we wish someone, we wish to someone. We ask a child to wish your aunt, wish your teacher. Clear? So in the same way, with welcome also we don't use any preposition. If we put it by chance, it looks somewhat awkward. And for there is one preposition for this including thing, that is within. In and within. What's the difference between in and within? In also means a confined thing. Within also is used for the confinement of the thing. You should stay within your limits. I finished my work within 2 hours. So this you can use in or within to show the time. Now may I take the articles also? Hello.
Ma'am, it's 8:35 already. If you can ask all the participants, and how much time do you need for that? Maybe if you can take this up in another session.
Okay. Okay. Now, if anybody wants to ask anything, you ask.
Yes, I have a question. It's all related to grammar. That if I say I was not able to prepare a topic for 2 days, would that sentence be right? If I say I was not able to prepare a topic for 2 days, would that sentence be right? This is my question.
This is right.
Why?
Right.
Ma'am, why? Because it's my question actually. I am in a dilemma. If I say I had not been able to make topic for past 2 days, would that be wrong? Because time is coming. मतलब मेरे को confusion है दो sentences में. I was not able to prepare the topic for 2 days, right? This is my sentence, which you said is right. And since if we follow the grammar tenses, then we follow for past perfect, no? For time and the action is still continued. So want that sentence that I had not been able to prepare this topic for past 2 days would be right or not? Tell me.
It should be I have not been able, not I have not been able to do this thing for what was the sentence? I have not been able. The sentence should be like this, not have.
So I had not been able to would be right.
But I
Ma'am,
want
you're
to
not.
say I'm not able to do.
Hmm.
I have not been able to do this for 2 days or
Okay.
for 2 hours.
Fine. All right, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else please? Hello? If anybody wants to ask any question, if anybody wants to say something, you are welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Like even though we sometimes we know the rules, grammar rules, and by learning or by reading, but still we make the mistake while in a daily conversation. So how to? I want to know how to make it effective. If we are grammatically, if we are correct, then our conversation will be fluent. What I think so. But in a flow, we make a mistake, lot of mistake, I think. Even knowing the rule, by knowing the rule also, we make a mistake. That's in a daily conversation. So how to make it effective?
While speaking fluently, we may make the mistake. But if when we commit some mistake, we ourselves also become conscious. We think there was something wrong went here. Am I right? So our own consciousness also makes us alert. No, it was wrong. I should have said like this only. So next time we become conscious, we become careful, and we don't do the mistake again. If while writing, I'm giving my example. When I write something, my thoughts become go faster than my writing speed. So I commit many mistakes. After reading it, when I read my written material, I am simply wonderstruck to see so many mistakes I commit. But when I read it again, I really become conscious, and next time when I write something, I read it again so that no mistake is committed again. So if
May,
we do something, we become alert also. Our
can I
conscious
just
always tells us, yes, there was something
ask
wrong.
this question? Suchismita, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. I have just one thing to say for this problem of yours. Uh, may I, Veena ma'am?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. So it's like language. It's not only with English. You see, any language is always caught, not taught. So whenever you listen to something, and you continue to listen, why is it that we don't have to teach the mother tongue to our children? We don't sit down and teach. If you are from, if your mother tongue is Hindi, we don't sit and teach our children e, but we say idhar aao, and the
Yes.
child knows. So any language, if you want to perfect any language, you have to listen to it. And the more you listen to it, the more it falls in your ears, you are able to decipher between the right and wrong. You can immediately catch on to it that yes, this was right and this was wrong. So what I was saying was wrong. I should have said it this way. It needs a little practice and a little conscious effort, and you won't be far from speaking perfect. So don't feel disheartened with it that I commit errors. We all commit errors. See, this is not our mother tongue.
Yes.
It's a second language for us. And you'll be surprised to know that Indians speak better English than the Britishers, actually.
Okay.
We are so perfect. When we start speaking, we follow each and every rule. We are careful of our prepositions. We are careful of our tenses. We are careful of our articles. It's not true for all the people whose native language is English. So we are conscious of it and we make the efforts. So don't worry, just keep listening to good spoken English, you know. Maybe some read also, read articles, listen to TED Talks, listen to BBC news, not your Indian English news. Okay, because half the time they're just speaking in slangs. So
Yes, no, I have started doing that. Every day I'm noting down some vocabularies, new
yes,
words in
new
my
words.
diary, and I'm trying to use that with
Yes,
those words. I'm trying to frame the sentence in my
use it.
daily. Yeah.
Because just keeping a vocabulary bank is not going to help unless you use it. So
Yes.
money lying there, it is there to be used. So words there in your mind or in your vocabulary bank are will be more effective when you use them.
Action is important.
Yes, that's it. That's the only thing to work on your language skills.
Best
Thank
thing is
you.
the best
Thank
part
you,
of
ma'am.
Yes.
service, we as a person also, that we dare to speak in English. This is the most important thing that we are doing. And while doing this, we are learning a lot side by side. What we were in the beginning and what we are, there is a lot of difference. Every one of you might have found, at least I have also found, although I'm a teacher by profession, still as a Toastmaster also, I am learning a lot. And everybody is learning, I think. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Certainly.
Yes,
Toastmasters have
yes,
given
ma'am.
us so much of opportunity to speak and to be corrected at the same time without being,
Read a
you
lot.
know, feeling conscious of it.
You are right.
Yeah, and for that reason, I have joined the Toastmaster
Yes, you
1 month back.
see, that is your first step you've taken already in the
Yes.
direction of speaking confidently and fluently. So don't worry about it. Just keep going. Keep doing the good work.
Sure.
Thank you, Veena ma'am. May I just take your leave? Are we winding up? Or are you continuing?
Actually, in English, grammar, a lot of time is required to take up any of the subjects.
Hold.
Hello. Kashish?
Yes, ma'am. So with your permission, can we close the session? Or we have something to discuss right now? Veena ma'am, can you listen to me? Can you hear me?
Yes. I'm listening.
So can we end the session now? With your permission?
Yes. Okay.
So thanks a lot, Veena ma'am.